Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 6 of Black Canvas Grappling. Now, in today's episode, we're going to continue booking our TAGMANIA tour. And of course, I think there's only 5 tour dates, so we're already at number 3 to start today's episode. So we'll be doing 3 and 4 in this episode, and then next episode, we'll be doing 5, and then obviously TAGMANIA, our second pay-per-view itself. So looking forward to that, but obviously after that, I think if we go, let's go to events and just double check. So TAGMANIA, we then start the Fighting Spirit Tour, which does actually start in the last week. So I think, obviously, we're still playing the beta version, or the trial version. And basically what I think we're going to do is maybe we'll just do one final episode after this one until the full release actually comes out. So I think we'll do all 3 of these Fighting Spirit tour dates as they're still in February, so we can essentially still play them. But obviously, we've only got the first 2 months of the game to actually play until the 14th of May. So with that being said, let's just advance and we'll get into our next tour show. Nothing I really want to do. I do want to take one. I probably should have taken a quick look at something else. But yeah, I've realized, well, thanks to a few commenters in one of my previous episodes, in the, office screen, there is a large number of buttons. One of the buttons is medical, where you can actually check your injuries in a much easier way than I was previously. So thank you for letting me know, and also thank you to everyone that's really leaving a comment with a a helpful suggestion or a tip in order to play the game a little bit better. Obviously, I haven't played it too much. I'm just playing. I've got this series going at the moment, but we are going to be starting a new series coming in the next couple of days, or the next day probably. We'll just have to wait and see how we go. So yeah, if we look over here. It should be here somewhere, but obviously, it's going to take a little while to look at. Alright, so there's medical there. And as you can see, we've got both Reizan Okamoto and Rockimon Matsushita in there. Really disappointed again about Okamoto. Still got 36 days out, so he's actually going to be unavailable for the rest of the beta playthrough here for me. Obviously, for you guys, it's probably not going to be too much of a miss, because hopefully by the time the full game does actually come out, the proper retail release, the episodes will be hopefully back to back almost. Anyway, we've got Furusawa here, and he's come to me backstage and he thinks that Naozane Goto has a bright future. Wait, what? And he'd be willing to put him over in order to help him to the next level. The offer is good for 1 match and will expire in 3 months. That's new. That's also really cool. So he'll actually take, I guess, maybe a decisive loss. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool addition to the game. Anyway, I think we need to do some more meddling. Yeah, Animal Haka and Shadow Ichimori. Yeah, so they're our next meddling project. Anyway, let's go with a generic venue again. We're still only expecting 556 fans. And unfortunately, the wrestling industry is still only at a 28. But I think that is actually up since we started. I think it was at like a 25 when we started. I'd probably have to go back and actually check. But obviously, the disappointing thing here is economy of 46 and falling. That's not great. Either way, I'd be pretty happy just to have the wrestling industry up there, because, with growth comes more finances anyway. So, yeah, I'm not really too worried about that. I just really want that wrestling industry to get up there. That is the most important thing. Anyway, let's start booking. Now, tonight's main event, I put a little bit of thought into this. We're going to have... let me go to tag teams first. We're going to have Shining Force, of course, Bunraku Kentori and TANU Toshasai. And they are going to be taking on some familiar foes, really. We've got Suki, and he's going to be teaming up with... Where is he? Funakoshi. I'm completely missing Funakoshi right now. I don't know what happened to my brain, but I just, for some reason, could not work out alphabetical order. Anyway, this one's going to go for 22 minutes. We're going to give them, a decent chunk of the show. I mean, they are all pretty much our top stars, apart from maybe Suki. And basically, what's going to happen is Funakoshi is actually going to get the pinfall victory on TANU Toshasai, and basically, we're going to have an angle after the show as well, where Funakoshi says, "We've just beaten the tournament favorites. Why are we not in Tagmania?" I mean, he has a pretty valid reason as well. I mean, pulling off you would say it's an upset, but then again, Funakoshi is the BCG world champion. Yeah, it's going to put a lot of doubt onto Shining Force going forward. Up next, let's go with a fatal four-way or a four-way tag team match. And we're going to use some of our guys that are actually going to be in the tournament itself. So we've got Team Taku, American Cobras. Let's go with... Let's exclude Booked as well. I do want to put some Young Lions in there, actually. So let's go Cloaked in Shadows. A little bit worried about them, because they are prone to a botch, I guess. And then Yokokawa and Sen. Try and do 13 minutes on that one. Actually, let's try and go 10. We'll go 10, and then we'll try and make it steal the show. And I think I do want... Yeah, we want the American Cobras to get the win there as well. Okay. Let's go some more... Let's actually go another trios match. Sorry, 6-man tag. And let's again go with our newly formed stable. So let's go Big Bruiser Finley, Animal Harker, and Giant Brody. And they can take on some Young Lions, maybe in the opening match, I think. Obviously, a lot of people are a big fan of James Diaz. I didn't realize that he's actually a muscular heavyweight. So, there's potential for him to join the import stable as well. Obviously, he's American, so... Again, kind of fitting suit, I guess. But yeah, his menace is pretty incredible at an 80 as well. Yeah, let's put him in the match anyway. Let's go with Amano. I do like Amano. I think he's going to be a hot prospect for us for sure. And then finally, arguably one of our biggest possible stars for the future, Yuta Asono, the megastar himself. Let's do that. I think I want to try and give it 12 minutes. And then we're going to have... let's have Finley get the victory there as well. But like I said, this could be a bit of a scouting mission there for import, seeing out how good James Diaz actually is. We'll then go we'll just go a regular tag match, and we'll have one of our other teams involved in the tournament. Let's go with Miura and Yoshizawa, of course, our tag team champions. They are obviously going to be involved in the tournament themselves, but the tag team titles are not going to be on the line in any matches, because purely I want to save the tag team match for March's pay-per-view, essentially, where we're going to have the winner of Tagmania taking on, Miura and Yoshizawa. So I feel like that kind of works But apart from that, let's go with... Yeah, let's go with Kamisaka and Kiyotaka. Give it 14. And then I guess we'll go with Miura to pick up the victory. Now, you would have to say, if Shining Force were the favourites, it's kind of a bit disrespectful, the fact that the tag team champions are literally in the tournament and they aren't being considered the favourites. So, you know, they've got some work to do. Could we make this the technical masterclass? Never mind. Alright, so we do actually need a technical masterclass match itself. So let's see who we've got left. We've got Furusawa. So let's go with Furusawa. And I think he can take on Ozawa. What's Ozawa's stamina like? 51. Could he do a 15-minute match? Probably not. Let's go with we'll go with Kubo. Yeah, I think we'll just go with Kubo. So technical masterclass, open, script, decisive. Obviously, 15 minutes is kind of the minimum you can do for a technical masterclass. And I think we'll have that actually go on first. It is like a young lion and then another young lion match afterwards. I think we can go one more match though, and I do want to do that. So let's go another tag match. Of course, we are on the TAGMANIA tour, so it does make sense. And I think we're going to have Uragataya and Goto team up to take on... Let's go with Blaster Coma. I haven't really used Blaster Coma too much, and I am a bit of a fan of him. Like I said, he is going to have his own stable soon enough, with another pretty generic stable name, similar to Import. It's going to be called Blast. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. And I think they can take on... Well, I think he can partner up with... let's go... I'm trying to think, like, who would actually be a... Maybe Matsuzawa. Yeah, we'll just go with Matsuzawa. And I think, yeah, let's actually give Blaster Coma the victory. Can we script? Yeah, I think we'll have to script it, yeah. I don't think Goto or... I think Matsuzawa might have good enough psychology, but as you can see, Goto's only got a 46. His popularity is looking pretty good, though, in Kansai. Up to a 37. I wonder if that's actually gone up any. It has actually gone up. It's actually gone up quite a lot, to be honest. 34 up to a 37, but if you look at the rest of his popularity, he's up to pretty much 22s across the board in Japan. Up from about an 8, so... He's doing pretty well as the Challenger Series champion. He's going to drop the belt eventually, though, like I said. And I think we're either going to go with... I think we're probably going to go with Giant Brody. Just to push the sort of stable feuds that we're going to have going forward. Anyway, I do like that match, so we'll get that one on the card as well. And we can chuck that right there. Then I said we needed an angle. I think we'll probably do a pre-show match as well. But for our angle... Let's go with Funakoshi and Suki. And I'm not sure what can Suki actually be rated on. I guess entertainment. I think we can go 5 minutes because Suki's rated on entertainment, so that should be fine. But that's obviously Funakoshi asking Suki if he wants to become tag team partners for the TAGMANIA tournament. And obviously, you know, Suki accepts, so that'll be pretty interesting. Up next, I think I want to just do... actually, let's try. Let's go Big Bruiser Finley, Giant Brody, and Animal Harker. And we're just going to try these guys again, rated on Menace. I also realize I need to script. I don't know if scripting Menace does anything, but we'll do that anyway. And we do need to take a minute off of our time as well, as we have gone 1 minute above our allotted time. I think we'll take it off this one, to be honest, because I know for a fact that Goto has really bad stamina, so he's definitely not going to be able to go for too long. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, let's do a pre-show match. Try and just use the, well, at least some more of our young lions, get them on the card. Let's just go Sotomura. I guess we'll go both of them. The tag team of Sotomura and Ozawa. And they can take on Wild Red Stallion, Dreadnought, and maybe Kinoshita. Actually, let's go Hosaka. Actually, let's have Hosaka be on their team. And then maybe Emoto can be with the big boy team. And I think for the winner, let's make it... Yeah, I guess Sotomura. I kind of wanted to give it to Hosaka. Should we? Yeah, let's just do it. It's only on the pre-show. So, obviously, their team's going to win anyway, but I kind of want Hosaka to get the victory. It's not an easy victory by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, these two guys, they're pretty big boys. You know, Dreadnought, Wild Red Stallion. Anyway, that's good. Let's run the show. Pretty happy with that. Alright, so we start off with a 38, where we have Iki Hisaka and Sotomura and Ozawa defeating Wild Red Stallion, Dreadnought, and Suguru Emoto in 11:54 when Iki Hisaka pinned Wild Red Stallion with a Tornado DDT. Yeah, Emoto was off his game, but I think it's not a bad sort of Young Lions match. We then start off the show with a 52. And again, match was a little too short because we have Furusawa in there. But we do have Mabuchi Furusawa defeating Nobuyuki Kubo in 14:41 by submission with a Furusawa armbar. 52 is a pretty good opening match, especially with one of them. I mean, Furusawa is great, but Kubo, you know, still a young lion, only 19, I think. We then go into a 43, which is a bit better than it has been recently. They've been getting the red ratings there, but finally up to a bit of a green, or a light green, should we say, for the new, well, our newest stable, our only stable at the moment, Import. So I'm pretty happy that they did that. Hopefully that'll actually give them a little bit of popularity. Their match does pretty well as well, getting a 48, where we have Import defeating James Diaz, Shuga Amano, and Yuta Asono in 11:48. When Big Bruiser Finley pinned Yuta Asono with an atomic spinebuster. And again, Asono still benefiting from having a hot new move as well. Alright, moving on to a 50 for this sort of random thrown together tag match, where we have Blaster Coma and Yoshisada Matsuzawa defeating Masashi Uragataya and Naozen Goto in 13:06, when Blaster Coma pinned Uragataya with a Northern Lights bomb. And again, this match was also a little bit too short due to these two guys. They are stars, I think, or at least they're well known. I think they're stars. We might have to check that. Anyway, 50 is not too bad either. Moving on to a 57. Very nice rating. We have Miura and Yoshizawa defeating Kamisaka and Kiyotaka in 1430 when Noritishi Miura pinned Kiyotaka with the end of the world. And again, we got these two guys getting a tag team specialist bonus. We then go into the Fatal 4-Way tag team match, getting a 58, where we have the American Cobras defeating Team Taku, Cloaked in Shadows, and Yokokawa and Sen in 9:42. The order of elimination was Cloaked in Shadows first, then Yokokawa and Sen, and finally Team Taku. And again, we got the American Cobras getting a tag team specialist bonus as well. However, Marvel Malloy was off his game, so obviously not great for him to be off his game, and I do kind of expect him to do a little bit better. Also, these guys, not so good. 26 and 27 for their in-ring performances. Alright, the main event does very, very well, getting a 74. But I mean, that's kind of to be expected. We are using 4 of our top guys. And of course, we have Suki and Funakoshi defeating Shining Force in 21:58 when Funakoshi in Bunraku Kentori with a butterfly backbreaker. Funakoshi actually getting a 71, outperforming Tori there. And again, we have the excellent chemistry with these two. And finally, we go to a 58 where we... Oh, I forgot to script Suki, but it didn't backfire. And of course, we have Funakoshi with Suki asking him if, you know, he would like to be his tag team partner for TAGMANIA, as he's pretty much entering himself. You know, he has the power as the BCG World Champion to do that. And I mean, they basically deserve it. They deserve it. They just beat, like I said, you know, Shining Force were the favorites for TAGMANIA. And now you have to think that these two guys are. Alright, so let's end the show. We get a 66, which is massive. Unfortunately, still does not increase our popularity in Kansai. Still only in the 7 regions there. And we're still also getting a slight penalty with the music. Ooh, Mobstar. Obviously, if you watch my Road to Glory series, you know I'm a big, big fan of Mobstar. Absolutely love the guy. Such an incredible worker, to be honest. Really underrated in the Cverse. Alright, so let's jump in here. We don't have any emails or anything, so I guess realistically we can probably just advance. We're still making a lot of money though. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Almost up to 400,000. So yeah, let's just advance. I want to get into the next show, and we'll get that one booked as well. Obviously, these episodes, they're a little bit shorter than what you might be used to with my Road to Glory series, if you've watched that previously. But I feel like, you know, a 40 to 50 minute video is kind of perfect for this style of, you know, episode and series. And I basically just want to give you guys the full view of everything that's happening in the game. So I literally don't do anything off camera, and I want everything to be shown for you guys. And then obviously, well, at the moment we're kind of learning together, I guess. Alright, still no meddling effect there. Let's go another generic venue. Alright, now what do we want to do tonight? That's the important thing. What do we want to... I haven't actually planned this one out at all, so... I'm thinking... we maybe go... a fatal 4-way singles match. Kinda like this idea. So let's go Bunraku Kentori, because, I mean, at the moment, we don't really have anyone better. Apart from Funakoshi, I guess. Maybe... I mean, kind of. Furusawa is probably just as good. Either way. Has his popularity gone down? I could have sworn his popularity was higher. Let me go back to the office for a second. Let's have a look at his popularity. So it's 53. Wow. He just lost 6 points of popularity. That's not good. And he's up to a 64. He hasn't gained anything. He didn't gain anything from that match, and we just lost 6 popularity on Tori. Did Suki get anything at least? He's also down. What is happening? Okay, I'm a little bit worried now. A little bit worried. And I'm assuming Tanyu Toshasai. Yeah, he's also still only at a 40. Alright, so I guess I've got to be really careful. I've got to keep Tori strong. So I guess we'll actually give him the victory in this match. Man, that's got me worried. Alright, so Tori is going to take on... I guess he's going to take on one member of each sort of team. So I think we can put Suki actually in the match. I'm not too worried about Suki's popularity. It's still only pretty low. It's only 40. Then let's go with maybe Marvel Malloy. Actually, let's go Stormsplane, because Marvel was actually off his game in the last match. And then finally Yoshizawa. Yeah, let's go Yoshizawa. Alright, so for this one, I think we want to go, again, 22 minutes. I feel like that's kind of the perfect amount of time. Obviously, Tori's going to win. I think we'll make the loser Storm. I don't really want one half of the tag team champions to take a loss. Doesn't exactly look very good. Alright, so there's our main event. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think that looks like a pretty good match regarding sort of tag teams. Then I guess we want an actual tag team match. We'll do a bit of a preview. So let's have Yokokawa and Sen maybe taking on Team Taku. Yeah, they haven't actually versed each other, so it's going to be a sort of I guess a bit of a rematch. And I think we'll give Yoshinaka Taku the victory there as well. Alright, so that's a bit of a preview, possibly for Tagmania. Up next, we'll go with a 4-on-4. We want to kind of put in, you know, some more of the tag teams. So let's go Cloaked in Shadows. And they can team up with Ipitsutsai and Okamasa to take on Agata and Kisaka. And I think they're going to be teaming up with maybe Kamisaka and Kiyotaka. Yeah, I think that works out pretty well. Regarding the winner, I have absolutely no idea who I actually want to win the match. Let's go with Kamisaka and Kiyotaka's team. Really doesn't matter. But there we go. Also, this match we could probably do. I think I want to do steal the show. Yeah. I think that one could steal the show. They're two pretty good tag teams. Alright, up next, let's go with another tag team match. We'll use a team that we're not actually using, which is the Wild Animals. And I think they can take a loss. So let's go with Furusawa and maybe Dynamite Narahashi. We haven't really used Narahashi much. Again, we're going to probably get a little bit of a penalty due to the fact that the match is going to be shorter than it needs to be for Furusawa. But he's going to pick up another victory. Kind of the GOAT at the moment, let's just say that. I mean, he's actually so impressive. Like 91 psychology, 94 basics. How's his popularity doing? Don't tell me that's down. Alright, it's exactly the same. I'm kind of happy about that. That's That's okay. So he was the former owner. Oh no. He's the son, I guess, of the former owner. Yeah. Well, I guess he's the son. Now working for Black Canvas. It's pretty interesting. I guess we'll just chuck it there. I kind of want this match to be sort of second last. We do need a technical masterclass. How's Urigataya? Yeah, let's go Urigataya. And he can take on, I guess, anyone that has relatively good sort of technical ability. I mean, let's go Asano. Either way, I think it's going to be a pretty good match for him, so... Technical Masterclass, Urigataya picking up the victory. But I think Asano will probably benefit from this match. I mean, his popularity is doing pretty well. It's up quite a lot from where it started at a 13. He's up to a 24 in pretty much every region of Japan. And I think that's probably because, obviously, he's been on, the tour shows quite a bit. But also because of his star quality. I think the better star quality and charisma people have, the easier they gain popularity. I might be wrong about that, but that's just sort of my general thought process when pushing people and booking people. And sort of what I expect. Finally, let's go with another singles match, actually. We don't really do singles matches very often, because it's kind of more saved for pay-per-views. But I kind of want to do a bit of an interesting match for Big Bruiser Finlay. Yeah, so he's going to take on... Yeah, let's just go with Mitsukuri. And obviously, Finlay's going to pick up the victory there as well. As you'd expect. I mean, he's one of our sort of top guys, or at least he's going to be one of our top... He's going to be, I would say, our top gaijin. For sure. I think he probably already is. Now that I think about it. Either way, that one can go there. And I think that looks pretty good. So let's do some angles. I would like to have a Bunrakuken Tori angle. I guess we will script it. Hopefully that'll help out his popularity as well. Then I think maybe Urigataya. Can he speak on the mic? I think he can pretty well. Oh no, he can't. Maybe I'll just go with Furusawa in that case. Because he's wrestling down here. Yeah, I think we'll just go with Furusawa. I really need to remember his first name, because I can never find it. There it is, Mabuchi. I think let's not script him. So I want to see how well that will actually do unscripted. Alright, that looks pretty good. Pre-show match, I guess. Let's just do a 6-man tag. Almost called it another trios match, but I held my tongue. So let's go Blasakoma, Tanyu Toshisai, and Naozan Goto. And they can take on Takanori Doi. Yeah, let's go James Diaz again, and let's go Iki Hisaka. Just a nice little pre-show match. We'll give Tanyu Toshisai the victory there as well. What's wrong? Okay. Everyone in this match, where is it? I think if we just reduce it by 1 minute, does that fix the issue? Isono. I mean, Isono needs to be used that much on the show. Yeah, I mean, he needs to be because it's a technical masterclass, so I can't get rid of that. And apparently Storm Spillane being used too much. Still being used too much. Anyway, I'm gonna increase that back to 22. We're just gonna take, I guess, a little bit of a penalty for overusing those people. Alright, so we start the show off with a 42 for our pre-show match, where we have Blaster Koma, Tanyutoshi Sai, and Naozane Goto defeating Takanori Doi, James Diaz, and Iki Hisaka in 12-12 when Tanyutoshi Sai pinned Hisaka with a dangerous brainbuster. Yeah, and a couple of people were off the game there, but that's okay. Alright, so we then start off the main show with a 52, which is a very good technical masterclass from a young lion, where we have Uragataya, or Masashi Uragataya, defeating Yuta Osono in 14-47 by pinfall with a jumbo backdrop suplex. Yeah, got the show off to a strong start as well. We then go into a 45 for this 8-man tag, where we have Agata and Kisaka and Kamisaka and Kiyotaka defeating Cloaked in Shadows and Ipitsutsai and Okamasa in 10-36 when Kamisaka submitted Shadow Ichimori with a triangle choke. Pretty cool finisher there. We had both Agata and Ichimori both off their game. A little bit unfortunate, but that's actually a pretty good rating. For, well, considering each team has one set of young lions on it. We then go to a 53, where we have Big Bruiser Finley defeating Ichiro Mitsukuri in 11-35 by pinfall with an atomic spinebuster. Just a really good match, to be honest. I didn't get the penalty. I guess Finley might not be a star yet. We then go into a 67, where we have Mabuchi Furusawa cutting an angle. Basically just saying that he's really good, because he is. And he's trying to bring pride. Let's not say pride. I wanted to say honor, but Pride, Glory, Honor is another company. Let's say passion. He's trying to bring passion back to Black Canvas grappling, the thing that makes everybody really want to be the best. And as you can see, he clearly enjoyed going off script, so I'll try and remember to not script him, because I think he does have really good entertainment skills. His match gets a 52, which is, it's okay, because of who was on the other team. And of course we have Furusawa and Dynamite Narahashi defeating the Wild Animals in 12-14, when Mabuchi Furusawa submitted Wild Red Stallion with a Furusawa armbar. And then, as you'd expect, Furusawa head and shoulders above everyone else, and Wild Red Stallion being the weak link. It's not too bad. 52 is pretty acceptable. We then go into a 58 for our Steal the Show match, where we have Team Taku defeating Yokokawa and Sen in 12-27, when Yoshinaka Taku pinned Nobuharu Yokokawa with a full Nelson bomb. And yeah, Toshinobu, the father for Yoshinaka, struggled to keep up with everyone else in the match, only getting a 35 for his in-ring performance, but he is 52 years old. So we need to remember that. But a 58 for the match there, that's pretty good. And it actually kind of gives me a bit of hope going into TAGMANIA. Alright, and finally, the main event does really well, considering a couple of these guys are not sort of stars. Getting a 67 for our main event there. And we have Bunraku Kentori defeating Suki, Storm Spillane, and Yoshizawa in 21-44 when Bunraku Kentori pinned Storm with a flying forearm. Flying forearm off top. I guess off the top. Flying forearm off top. Doesn't really make sense. Anyway, still a really good match. I'm pretty happy with that. And then finally, Bunraku Kentori cutting an angle at the end of the show saying that last week was, it was a really big setback. But, I'm going to right the wrong, losing to Funakoshi, and we are going to win. Well, Shining Force is going to win TAGMANIA for 2020. It's a 59 to finish off the show. I have to say, that's a pretty good angle for him. I'm happy. Happy enough, anyway. Overall show rating getting us a 58, and again, still increasing our popularity in the other 7 regions. Oh, I forgot to make that a technical masterclass. Okay, well that's unfortunate. Looking back, probably should have checked it. Either way, I guess Yuta Asono had a 15-minute match. And it did pretty well, getting a 52, even though it wasn't a technical masterclass. But yeah, I mean, that's okay. Doesn't really matter too much, I guess. We still got a 58. Which is, I think, doing pretty well. We're doing well. I think the first show in this episode was obviously quite a lot better. Let's just have a little look around. Let's see what our TCW are doing. Okay, you got J Quarter Mighty Mo defeating Sammy Back and Tanner the Mighty. Also got an 88 there, where we have Wolf Hawkins defeating Elliot Thomas. Strange. Pretty funny that that wasn't the main event. And it did so well. Anyway, let's jump into the office. I don't think we have anything else to go over, actually, so let's just have a quick look at the roster. I want to search by perception here. Okay, so currently only Funakoshi is a major star in the company. So Bunrakugan Tori has obviously dropped down. That's a worry. That's a big worry for me. And I don't think he gained any more popularity after that match either. Not good. Not good. And I think he's still the same. I'm definitely worried. At least, Okamoto will come back. He's also got 55 popularity in Kansai. All right, let's go down. Let's see who well-known, or who is in well-known. So Finley's there with a 47. 43 there for Yoshizawa. Shiga, who is a road agent, I believe, has 42 across all regions in Japan. Interesting, Miura only has a 38. Interesting that Yoshizawa is so much higher. Let's have a look at his popularity. So he started off on a 41, he's up to a 43. That's pretty good. But I'm kind of just wondering why Miura is so low. I guess it makes sense. We got Masashita, who's on a 49. He seems very, very popular. We then got Suki, who he's so good. His stats are incredible, but only at a 44. Then I have Toshasai on a 40, who is also really impressive. And then Yoshinaka Taku on a 43. Anyway, that's going to wrap the episode up, guys. Please make sure you have liked the video. I would appreciate it so much. Also, if you want to play TEW, you can find a link in the description below to purchase the game. It is an affiliate link, so I will benefit from you purchasing through that link. So thank you for doing that as well, guys. And as always, make sure you subscribed with the notification bell turned on. And of course, take it easy and goodbye.